Thank you, Samara, for being with us here in Radio ADN. I know you're coming here to Chile, Santiago, um, this month, actually. I want to start asking you in this interview. I mean, it's impossible not to start by saying you're really young and you already have awards, already won in a very meteoric career, 5 Grammys. It's surprising how your voice and your performance is so mature. And how do you have how have you experienced the takeoff of your career? Did you expect something this big at such a young age?
No, no, no. I never would have imagined it or believed it if somebody told me that it would happen this way. And even though it can be slightly overwhelming sometimes, I just have to remind myself that um, there's always more to reach for. I can't say I've done it, I've reached my goal. This is where it ends. This is only the beginning of my journey as an artist and as a growing, developing musician, hopefully as a writer, and as a composer. So I just want to keep my mind on the music and on making sure that I keep growing in that area. And everything else that comes with it is just an added sort of bonus.
Yes, I mean, that's really amazing. I have to admit, I didn't knew about your music. I had started listening to your music when I knew you were coming here, and I really liked it. I mean, I like jazz, but your voice is so mature. I was so surprised by your age. I mean, you're younger than me, and I'm like the youngest girl here in the radio. So I was just like, wow, like this girl. I mean, wow. And I wanted to ask you about that because there's also, I mean, we were going to talk about jazz, but there's a gospel influence in your career in addition to jazz. I want I want you to tell me like how that, I know it's from your family, but how that gospel initiations, how that gospel music in the start of your career has influenced your current music actually. Like this, like how did gospel had an influence on what you're doing right now with your music?
I would say it's had majority influence on my voice.
Mm-hmm.
And even maybe I would say one of the compositions on on my most recent album, the project Portrait. Um, but as far as my voice goes, because I was exposed to that kind of music growing up,
Mm-hmm.
I was introduced to a powerful way of singing, and it allowed me to use my voice to the fullest,
Yeah.
with range and with ad libbing and but also is kind of spiritually on a more on a more spiritual note. It allowed me to sort of connect to something beyond myself and sort of allow me to foster a connection with whoever I was singing to, because I don't know. It's just when the music that I was listening to growing up, it felt like they were singing to me, like it was like a personal kind of thing. And so
Yeah.
that's what I want to share with anybody that I sing with. Like, I don't want to be so self-involved with all the things I can do technically that I forget what I'm really supposed to do, which is connect people and communicate a story. Maybe even a message that we can all sort of relate to. But really, it's about bringing people together with what I do. So,
With your
I
music,
think
right?
I think gospel music and growing up with that kind of mindset has helped me and continue to help me and shape me now.
I mean, maybe gospel music, as you're saying, made your voice work, grow, develop, but also like the emotion, the idea of your shows, of your music, of keeping people together like a community. I mean, that's maybe like your intention when you sing to people.
Yeah, I think, I get the chance to perform for so many different people in so many different cities.
Mm-hmm.
And that connection live for an hour and a half, that's my chance to really share who I am and be vulnerable. But also it's a way to maybe it's a way for people to get to know me, but also it's a way for me to just share, my feelings and the songs that I like um, and express maybe the full sort of maybe magnitude and the full
Mhm.
picture of what because of how many
Oh,
voices are in the mix. And so
yeah.
whenever I get the opportunity to sort of be face to face with my audience, I just hold that connection very dear, and I want to be able to share something authentic every time I'm on stage.
Of course. I mean, you can see that by your shows, your performances. I've been watching some of them, and it's like, I don't know, like electric. There's something, some emotions very deep. And how was the experience for you of making your debut album? Because of course you started singing the classics, maybe music that wasn't your own. How was the experience of writing for you, like making your own music?
Ooh, it took some time to sort of feel confident in my own words and my own music, and I think it helped me to developing the muscle of interpretation and singing other people's songs and interpreting them in my own way. It
Mm.
sort of gave me, I guess, a head start into how I want to express my own music. And so it was a little difficult at first, but now I'm sort of getting the hang of it and enjoying that process just as much as I enjoy interpreting other people's music.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean it must be different, but it's also like the feeling you put is the same in your music than in music of, I don't know, the greatest of
Mm-hmm.
the artists in jazz.
Mm-hmm. I would say so.
And your voice, I read some interviews, some notes about your career. It's been called your voice like timeless because of what I said. I mean, I started listening to you. I was like, what? Like she's 25? Like no, like this cannot be true. Your voice is amazing, and it's being compared to the greatest. How do you feel when, for example, people say like, no, your voice and your performance, your music, it's like Ella Fitzgerald, for example.
Mm. I'm honored. I'm honored because um, she is like one of the greatest singers, period. And her tone is timeless. But at the same time, she had what seemed like endless creativity.
Hmm.
And so for people to hear me and associate me with other singers like that come to mind, it's a blessing. It's an honor because they've those singers have inspired me so much.
And do you think jazz is gaining a younger audience? Maybe because of you or for other artists?
Yeah, I would say so. Um, I would say it is gaining a younger audience. I'm very excited, when I see a range of ages and
Mhm.
backgrounds and cultures represented in the audience, um, because it just lets me know that jazz is not for a specific audience. It's not for a specific age group or, just any certain group of one thing. It's meant
Mhm.
for everybody who enjoys it. And so if
Mhm.
you're young and you enjoy it, if you're older and you enjoy it, like there's something for everybody in this music. And I hope in something that I do. And so it's nice, at least for me, to be able to see a wide range of audience members when it comes to age represented in the audience because it lets me know like it's just good music. People are attracted to good music no matter what their age is. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And tell me now about your new single, Flor de Lis. It's different from what you've been doing so far. Did you like it? What's your like experience?
Yeah, it was recorded during the same sessions that Portrait was
Hmm.
recorded on. Um, and it's the first time I've ever recorded a song in another language.
Mm.
But Brazilian culture, and I don't know, and that's another example. Like no matter what age anybody is, everybody knows the songs of their culture. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure there are songs in Chile where it's like no matter how old or young you are, everybody knows this particular artist and this particular song
Yeah.
because it connects us, you know. No matter from generation to generation, of a certain the music of a certain culture, it's just a part of everybody, you know?
Mm.
And so I admired that so much about Brazil and about this song in particular that I wanted to record my own interpretation of it. Because I mean, going to the United States, I don't know if I could sing in the audience, everybody would
Okay.
know it. You know, like no, like there would be some people who might know it, but other people are like, "What is this?" But it was
Yeah.
cool to go to Brazil and just sing two words, and everybody sang along, and everybody took over, and it was like and people were crying, even though these are songs they've been singing their whole lives. People were crying because, you know, it's just so deeply a part of who they are. So,
Yeah.
um, that's just I don't know. It's just the power of music, I guess. But that's why I
Totally.
wanted to record it.
Your when you're coming to Chile like this month, I don't know. I was thinking maybe you can do the same. There's an artist here in Chile. Maybe you've heard about her. It's from folklore. She's Violeta Parra. And Gracias a la Vida, it's meant maybe one of the biggest and most beautiful songs in the history, not only in Chile, in the world. It's a
Mm,
beautiful song. And well, I don't know, I remember the same with what you were saying. Like for the audience, many artists have done that, like singing Gracias a la Vida. You're coming to Chile for the first time. It's a country with a different jazz consumption than in the US or other venues where you've performed. What is your expectations for the show here in Santiago?
yes, I'm expecting it to be different, but I believe that, and I know, you know, that Chile is such a musical place that I hope that the music that we have to share connects with the Chilean audience. Chilean?
Yeah,
Okay.
Chilean. Yeah.
Yeah. So even though I know it's going to be new, maybe for everybody and for me as well, I think that's what's going to make it an even more beautiful experience.
Yeah, the theater you're performing in is really cozy. You will feel like really it's beautiful and it's like
Mm.
not so big, so it's really cozy. You will like it, I think.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask you also for finishing, what are your plans for the future? I mean, you've done so much in such a short period of time. Maybe another disc, maybe another album. What's your expectations, or maybe visiting new countries?
Yeah, I'm hoping to record another album within the next couple months. Um,
Oh.
yeah, next couple months. Maybe not released for a little while, but at least record and sort of document it within the next few months.
Because you're on tour. I mean, at least through May from next year, you are like booked a lot of performances in many countries and continents.
That's true. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
But you
actually,
have a break. You
I'll,
have a break. I saw
I'll
in August.
record
I
next year.
think.
I'll record next year, but I want to record an album. I want to write more music and not be afraid to do so. I want to play with symphony orchestra. That's another thing my band has been working on. They wrote their first sort of arrangements